Mr. Atanaji, would you like to respond to the questions and comment?
Well, there's a lot of questions. Technology is clearly an opportunity. We clearly don't have a chance without technology. Japan has terrific opportunities in that regard. Obviously, we all know it. Technology is not enough. The problem can be described as will. It can be described as bad negotiating dynamics. It can be described as an inability to cooperate. The fact of the matter is that the governance system at all levels is largely dysfunctional. It is, I think, a challenge that let me start again. It seems to me that a fair global accord would be, in the climate regime, would be one of the most positive things that could possibly happen in today's chaotic geopolitical situation. And I believe that it's in reach, but I believe it requires us to be explicit about certain equity principles. Respective capabilities is an opportunity. A discussion about respective capabilities in the context of international burden and opportunity sharing, if you will, would be a very welcome and very positive dynamic. Why hasn't it gotten more traction in the negotiations? The fact of the matter is the negotiations have been rat-holed around the refusal of the Annex I countries to provide adequate finance and technology support. We can blame the developing countries, if we wish, for their stubbornness about the defense of the firewall between the Annex I and non-Annex I group. But the fact of the matter is that the rich countries have never been willing to face up to the problem, the stark ugliness of the problem which the developing countries confront. And in terms of losing their sense of a development path in a highly carbon-constrained world, they have never put adequate financing on the table. They have resisted the kinds of technology sharing agreements that would build cooperation and trust. Another opportunity is the Sustainable Development Goals. What we have to do in the next 3 to 5 years is we have to build trust and momentum. We could do that by operationalizing Sustainable Development Goals in a reasonable way while putting some sort of innovative financing mechanism on the table. There's lots of ideas. Get some money into the Green Fund. Give the Kyoto Protocol a dignified burial and start a new conversation about common but differentiated responsibilities that does not involve annexes. The equity principles that are in the convention are historical responsibility and respective capabilities. Frankly, I'm more interested in respective capabilities than I am in historical responsibilities. Greenhouse development rights takes historical responsibilities only back to 1990. And the reason why that works is because capabilities carry a lot of the water. I'll stop by saying that my hope is that we can face up to the seriousness of the situation. The scientists are certainly encouraging us to do so, and we can do something that is both visionary and practical. We have all the pieces now, and after Durban, it is possible to put this onto the international negotiating agenda. Anybody who wants an honest answer to why spectrum approaches are not on the international negotiating agenda, just has to count down through the COPs, from COP 6 to COP 7 to COP 8 to COP 9. Look at what the debate was about at each of those instances, the explosion that occurred at Copenhagen, the rebuilding that has occurred since. We have an opportunity now. We're not going to have a lot of opportunities that are as good as the one we have now.
Thank you, Mr. Tana. Dr. Park and Professor Suzuki, you have each of you have 1 minute each.
Thank you. Yeah, I was trying to brief. Okay, on the first comments, it might, if we can achieve what we plan to do with existing ones, that might discourage innovation and creativity and so on. Yeah, in some sense, yes, it might be. But I think it depends. On, first of all, this the report shows that because I think the authors and the participating, the experts, they see this the action is needed now rather than talks and so on. I think it's to emphasize that they just give hope to, but it doesn't mean that they ignore the importance of creativity and new innovative technologies. And also, whenever we say the innovation and creative, you always think new hardware, so new things. But we can do something differently with existing ones, ideas and technologies and so on. So I think we should broaden the concept of innovation and creativity in a different way. So I agree with you, but that's part of but the whole picture is it does not, it will not discourage the innovation, because business sectors, whenever they see the opportunity, they will do it. And so that's what it is. And CBRD, I think it was very interesting ideas, respective capabilities, and so on. So I think it is time we honestly discuss about the CBRD principle itself. I think it is still valid. But I think the applicability and the implementation side of it, okay, how to define what are the differentiated responsibility? I think that, in that sense, I think the idea, I think would bring new, interesting the debates, and so, and I also agree with Mr. Chung from ISAP, my colleague. Yes, we have to emphasize the opportunity rather than looking at this as the burden or the cost. And I think that has been the practice in environmental areas in the past. We all, our approach was threatening. If we don't do this, and then this would be, the consequences will be penalized and so on. But now the environmentalists and also business sectors, they look at this on a more opportunity side of it. And so that's why more the companies and also the governments they develop their policies and the incentives in this direction. And so it is moving that direction. And so I think we can achieve what we are aiming for. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Park.
Okay. My comments are almost same with that by Dr. Park. Okay. First, we have the repeated message from the scientific community that there are some solutions.